$49,136. That is how much cash my mobile app portfolio has generated me over the last 28 days. And what's crazy is that these mobile apps didn't even exist 3 months ago. As you can see, we launched these mobile apps April 7th, and within 3 months, we've already scaled to 42,000 MRR. I've spent the last 2 years teaching over 1,000 entrepreneurs how to build their own mobile apps. And this year in 2025, I said, hey, I want to get my hands dirty because the last app I built was PrizePicks, which we scaled to over 2 million users. And I was just really excited to get back and build some sweet products. So this year, I launched 2 AI-powered mobile apps as we're in an AI boom. And now you don't even need to know how to code to build an app. So in this video, I'm going to break everything down into a full framework that you can copy. If you have an idea for a mobile app or even a web SaaS platform, we're going to go through everything behind the scenes. As you can see here, I have all these tabs pulled up. We're going to go through everything step by step. So let's jump in. All right, so my goal for this portfolio is to scale each app to over $1 million ARR and then sell them for between $3 and $5 million. I'm documenting the journey and posting everything for free here on YouTube. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'm scaling via channels like influencers, paid ads, and organic. Each of these require different budgets and different skills. So I've worked with over 1,000 entrepreneurs, probably very similar to you across all different stages, like solopreneurs, venture-backed founders, $100 million founders, business owners, people who are making 6 figures working a job and they want to, build passive income. So I've worked with all types of people, and I know that each one of these marketing channels will be suitable for you. And so I'm actually testing each one of these channels and then teaching my community and teaching you all how you can do the same. So we have 2 apps that are achieving these numbers. One is called Closer Coach, which is an AI sales trainer app. This app helps you get better at sales by giving you like AI powered role plays. Our goal for this app is to scale it to $1 million ARR. Our primary acquisition channel right now is paid ads, and I'm going to show you literally everything about our paid ads and our strategy. Here are our ads that are running, and then I have this sheet right here that tells you, how much we're spending, and then like what our return on ad spend is, and you'll get to see how we're doing that. We have a couple partnerships in the pipeline right now with influencers, and I'm going to show you how we're working with influencers. Our goal is to get it to $1 million ARR and then sell it for between $3 million and $5 million. Okay, and then this app Scan Profit is very unique, and I'm going to show you how we're actually scaling this. We're trying to get this to 5 million ARR and then sell it for 35 million plus. So I put together an entire framework, and we're going to go through this all right now. So I've already kind of showed you the revenue metrics and proof. I hate when all these app gurus out there are just talking about how to build apps or how to build $1 million app, and they really just clone something and they call it theirs. Like, I'm actually building this portfolio, and I'm showing you exactly these apps. So one of them is Scam Profit, which is live on the store right now. The other is called Closer Coach. Even though both of these apps solve different problems, they're actually participating in the same niche that I like to call the minipreneur niche. This is a mass market niche where we help people make more money. 90% of people feel like they're not making enough money. So our apps that we're specializing in building are helping people make more money in different industries. So Scam Profit is an app that helps people make more money by starting their own Amazon business. So this app is actually very simple. You onboard into it, you pay a monthly subscription, you scan products at your local grocery store, and it will tell you if you can sell them for a profit on Amazon. And we sell this outcome here of how you can make more money. Okay. This app is highly functional, and it's actually very good at what it does. We have some of the best Amazon level data, and people pay every single month because we have some of the best data and we help people actually find profitable products. Closer Coach now is like Duolingo, but for sales. And we've designed both of these apps very intentionally to help users come in, solve their problem, and get out in less than 1 minute. Because I have this rule called the 1-1-100 rule, where if you can help a user solve one problem in under 1 minute, you can charge up to $100 a year to do it. So we're embodying those principles in both of these apps. These apps are very simple. Like, they all have less than 15 screens. A lot of times entrepreneurs overcomplicate how many features you need to generate revenue. Really, you just need a lean, high-performing product, and that's truly not that hard when you just think about how to actually design a flow where a user starts at the top, and by the end of the flow, they have their problem solved. They can leave the app, come back later and repeat it all over again. All right, the next thing I want to go over is Mixpanel. Mixpanel is an analytics tool that you absolutely need once you launch your app, because once you launch your app, it just becomes a big math equation. Your job is to look at the data every day and then make decisions based on what the analytics tell you. For example, one of the biggest things I look at is our onboarding flow. Pretty much, we're just keeping track of how many users create an account, make it through our first time user experience, and then end up purchasing. And our goal is to get this number as high as we can. 20% is pretty good. It's taken us some time to get to 20%, but if you can get your app to 20%, which means 20% of people who see the payment page actually purchase, like, you already have a money printer and your goal is to just get as many people to download your app as possible. And it's really that simple. Like, you just have to get your emotions out of it and stop thinking about the feature and thinking about, like, you know, what's a user gonna do when they're in the app. Like, you just want to be like confident that your app works, and then detach your emotions from it and just scale the math. It's actually quite simple. Cool. So now that we've kind of shown you the proof, the biggest thing is marketing the app, right? So now with AI, you can build the app, but how do we actually market it? Well, I'm taking two different approaches for both of these apps. For one of the apps, we have an influencer partnership where we've actually partnered with a major influencer named William Rivera. And he runs a company called Ecom Degree University, where he actually coaches people on Amazon. So we partnered with him, and our role in the partnership is to build the app and to make sure it's up and running, and they are marketing the app. However, we are working very closely with their team to make sure that the marketing is very well aligned with the product. So they are marketing it. They have their own Instagram account, and they are actively pushing people to the app. They do all these really cool viral content pieces. And I know this may seem, like a cheat code, but really it is. Like, if you can just acknowledge that you can build a product with AI, and you have what it takes to build the product with, Flutterflow AI, and we'll talk about that in a second. Like, just accept that your weakness is marketing and look for somebody who can fill that weakness. Like, marketing is pretty much everything in this game. So if you can find an influencer, or you can find somebody who makes YouTube videos or has a following, just pitch them. Hey, I can build an app for your audience. And let me tell you, chances are that influencer has already wanted to build an app before. Every influencer wants to get into software. Every course creator wants to get into software. Every YouTuber wants to get into software, but not everybody can build it. And so if you're watching this video, it means that you're very interested in building software. But if you know that marketing is kind of your weak spot, then just hack your way into marketing. So we actually pitched William. I met William at the gym. I live here in Atlanta, Georgia. I go to a really bougie gym called Lifetime. And I met William there, and pretty much I just pitched him like, hey, like, if you ever need help building a mobile app, I got you. And then he called me 2 weeks later, and I built him this mobile app. We went in on a partnership, and now we're actually crushing it with this mobile app, and we want to sell it together. So that's option number one, is like influencer partnerships. Then you have paid ads, which is honestly like the fastest way to market. It's definitely a bit more expensive. Like, you definitely need a bankroll. I would say you need at least $5,000 to like get going with paid ads. You can definitely go less. Like, inside my Growth Accelerator program, I have all of my students commit $500 a month to paid ads. And if you're interested in building your app or marketing it with me, there are links in the description to both of my programs, the Build program and the Growth program. So no matter where you are in your mobile app journey, you can apply to work with me and my team. We can help you build the app or scale the app. But anyways, all the students inside my accelerator, they're committing $500 a month. And that's enough to get your ads running, to get the pixel optimized. And pretty much what it comes down to from there is the funnel, okay? So once you identify the problem that you want to solve and the position that you want to take in the market, from there it's, okay, how do we get people to go from, seeing the app on an Instagram post or an ad and then going through a funnel? So let me walk you through what my funnel looks like right now for Closer Coach, since that's the app that I'm scaling with paid ads. So Closer Coach is an app that helps sales reps get better at sales, right? And so the angles that I'm taking in my ads, the angles that I'm taking in my ads look like this.
If a client ever says to you, I just need to sleep on it, you literally say, I don't know about you, but I get the best sleep when I make a decision. And I get that you want time, but you literally said it yourself. Every day that you're delaying action, you're losing money. So how much money do you want to lose?
Right. So I had this UGC creator make me an ad that's attacking a relevant event that happens in a sales rep's life. And if somebody watches this ad and they resonate with, if a client ever says to you, I need to sleep on it, that's more than likely a sales rep, because sales reps hear that a lot. Okay, so somebody sees this ad and then they go to the App Store listing page. Your App Store listing page is like your website. And the cool thing is that you only have 3 things that you really need to focus on: your name, your tagline, and then your App Store screenshots. This is an entire landing page that will convince somebody to download your app or not. It's not like you have to have a website and all this extra stuff. You just need to have really well done screenshots that have really nice copy. And we teach everything about all that inside the Dreams into Apps Accelerator. We have an entire module on sales copywriting. One of the biggest things that we see is like developers launch an app, or builders will try to sell the features of their app. Like, they work so hard on designing these features, and then they come to the App Store listing page and they sell like, daily habit tracking powered by AI. Like, you're not selling the feature, you're selling the outcome of the feature. And that's the biggest improvement that we're helping our entrepreneurs make. Like, we recently helped Yago, one of our builders inside of the program. He has an app called Digest Track. And as you can see here, he's selling this right now. Follow your calories, track the journey of your food, get digestive timers and progress stats. He's in my growth accelerator, and I just completely helped him flip his entire positioning. And he hasn't updated it yet, but it's about to crush. I'll report back when he makes that update, and we'll see how everything skyrockets from there. My point is that we want to sell the outcome here. And that's probably a huge mistake that you might be making right now, or that you will make, is that you're not selling the outcome. Okay, so that's the listing. Then we go into onboarding. Okay, onboarding is where the magic really happens. This is where you convince a user to actually purchase your product. I'll show you the onboarding for a closer coach because that is the app in question right now. So once a user downloads the app, we take them to this registration page. Okay, we just want to get the lead right away. We want a user to create an account right away. That's why we do this right here. Then we take them through a multi-step onboarding process where we ask them a series of questions. We show them some cool visuals to kind of illustrate the value that the app can bring to their life. We show them some social proof, and we always want to do a personalization screen, a screen that convinces the user that this app is personalized to them. Once we ask them these questions and convince them that it's personalized, I'm actually working on another kind of screen here that's going to be a benchmark assessment, but I'm not going to show you all that right now. Then we take them into the paywall, and our paywall is pretty simple. It looks like this, where we have all the value propositions of the product and 2 access tiers, $99 a year or $19.99 a month. Very simple. And we've also learned from A/B testing that continue on a green button has the highest conversion rate. So we always test and we always are measuring, and that's pretty much what the game is about. Okay. So boom. Now you see how to take somebody from an ad all the way through this page. I'm not going to lie to you. That's 90% of the game, is just picking a problem, marketing it, and getting a user to go through these 10 or 12 steps of like creating an account, answering a series of questions, and landing on this paywall. Most people overcomplicate it. They want to add all these features. They want to just spend 6 months building. Like, really, you just need to pick the right problem. Think about how you market that problem, and then reverse engineer marketing into the product that you're building. And really, it's that simple. And then from here is where you can contact your users. You can email them. You can send them to a call booking page where they can have a one-on-one experience with you. And there's a lot of tactical stuff you can do early in your mobile app journey to validate the idea and actually grow it. It's not just going to blow up overnight. You need to get scrappy in the beginning, but you should be able to achieve this type of progress in a matter of 3 or 4 weeks with the tools that we have out there nowadays with AI. Okay, so let's head back to our playbook. Awesome. So we talked about conversion just now as well, because once you have people going into your app, It's just about showing them an offer, getting them to hit that continue button, and paying for your app. But then comes, okay, you have somebody paying for your app. How do you retain them and keep them back? Well, there's one strategy that I'm using right now. Actually, there's two. One is called personalization, and I'll show you what I mean. And then the other is called Reengagement. Okay, and I teach all of this inside the program, and I apologize if you are getting overwhelmed here, but I just want to make sure you understand the full picture here. And you do each one of these things step by step. You won't just do it all at once, okay? So personalization is the act of making the user feel like the app was built for them, or excuse me, that the inside of the app, like what they're actually interacting with, is personalized for them. For example, if you're building a workout app, you might want to have the user tell you their goals, and then your push notifications and the screens that you have inside the app can appeal to their goals. Because if they feel like the app was like purposefully made for them, they feel like it's kind of something that they can hold close to them. But if you try to generalize the user and treat them like everyone else, they're not going to really appreciate the value, that the product brings to their life. Okay. Then you have re-engagement, and re-engagement's really, really cool. I use a tool called OneSignal, where we can actually set up journeys to contact the user whenever they do certain things. For example, I can go here to my journeys, and I can see 2 segments are created right now. I just launched this a few days ago. So we have trial cancellations and trial started. That's really cool because we get to contact users whenever they start a trial, and we can send them like emails, push notifications. You can see here I have an email. I wait a day, send a notification. And I'm pretty much like contacting the user across various like places, like whether that's email or push. And I keep giving them value, and I keep showing them that I'm there, because the last thing you want to do is like have the user give you money and then you just kind of vanish them. So this is a really, really cool strategy that I'm seeing already have some positive effects on my conversion rates. And this is also part of what we coach entrepreneurs on inside of our accelerator. Okay, so that's the entire marketing and sales component of building an app. Now it's like, okay, how do you actually build it? Well, nowadays there's more tools in the market than ever before, and I've kind of broken it down into 2 paths. Say you have an idea for an app right now, whether it's web or mobile. That's the first question you should be asking is like, do you want to build a web app or a mobile app? If you want to build a mobile app, the first question you ask is like, are my users primarily going to be using this on the go, right? For scam profit, they're at Costco, they're at Walmart, and they're on the go. They're not bringing their laptop with them. So consumers like to be on the go. Most people, believe it or not, don't even compute on the laptop as much as potentially you do if you're watching this, because you're probably on YouTube. Most people want to compute on the phone. So you need to make that decision for yourself. Hey, are my users going to be on the go, and do they want this in a portable way? Or are my users like business people or more like sophisticated people, and they prefer using software on a desktop, right? Like that's a decision that you need to make based on who you're targeting. So for our Closer Coach app, we wanted this to be for, real estate, insurance, people who are on the go, people who are selling cars at the dealership and are on their phone, texting clients. So we want all that to be available to them very conveniently in their phone. Then we ask like, hey, do we want to use features like camera and like haptic feedback and GPS, or do we want to integrate any native device SDKs? And you will know if you need an SDK. And if that's the case, like if you need this to be mobile and you want a really good like native experience, meaning you want it to be like a really high quality mobile first app, then I would use Flutterflow. Flutterflow is a drag and drop mobile app builder that writes real Flutter code. Then you can combine that with Cursor, and Cursor will allow you to customize it more using AI. You can probably get 75% of the way there with Flutterflow. Most people even launch their apps with Flutterflow. But then if you want to get very complex or you want to get super custom, you can export the code out of Flutterflow into a IDE like Cursor and start actually customizing it. But if you want to build a web app, then I would recommend using Replet. Replet is a really cool like vibe code environment that you can use to build web apps. Replet looks like this. You can go to replet.com and pretty much talk to their AI agent here. Tell it what type of app you want to build, and it will literally generate you an app. The thing about Replet is that the apps look very like templated, so there is some customization that needs to go into it all. However, you can build like very high quality apps. Like there was this one app that I generated from Replet, and the cool thing about Replet is that it teaches you what it's doing. So you get to actually learn about coding and learn about like the underlying logic as you are, developing this web application. So this was a SaaS that I built in a matter of a few minutes last week that helps, vibe coders kind of track their progress. This was just a small project and really, really cool to see how this turned out. All right, so at this point, my entire playbook for scaling a mobile app from idea to $42,000 MRR. You could go off and execute all of this on your own, and I know you'll do it, but it may take you a bit long. If you want to do it the fast way with real mentors like me right by your side every step of the way, then I invite you to join the Dreams into Apps Accelerator. Click the link in the description to see the various programs that we have. We have a build program and a grow program and different tiers based on where you are in your journey, your budget, and your skill level. We've helped entrepreneurs from all over the world launch their own mobile apps and SaaS businesses, and we have new apps launching every single week. This playbook absolutely works, and inside the program, you get to ask me questions, and I'm literally giving you all the internal SOPs, all of the stuff that I have access to from these apps, my editors, like literally everything that I'm doing in regards to building and scaling highly profitable apps, you're going to get access to. So go check out that link in the description and make sure you like and subscribe for more videos on apps and startup entrepreneurship. I'll see you in another video.